Hello everyone and welcome to Mountain Lake Journal. I'm Tom Halleck. Over the past 25 years, the North Country has become a transportation hub with more than 50 companies in the transportation and aerospace industries now in business, employing about 9,000 workers, and more than half of them with operations and partners in Quebec. Those partnerships were renewed this week with the Chamber of Commerce hosting a transportation summit. Companies from both sides of the border meeting face-to-face for the first time since the outbreak of the pandemic, signing new agreements, a collaboration that will help many of the companies play a major role as states like New York move ahead with aggressive climate action plans to go green, cutting emissions and combating climate change.
Transition of our entire bus fleet to electric, to zero emission by 2040.
Now the MTA in New York City has 30 electric buses with another 60 on order. But over the next 2 decades, they plan to convert their entire fleet from diesel to electric. And that's great news for manufacturers like Nova Bus in Plattsburgh, which already has a new generation of electric buses rolling off the assembly line.
3 years ago, when last time we did this gathering in person, we were talking about electric buses. It was theoretical. We're in R&D, we're developing prototypes, we're working on how to enhance the battery technology. Right now, today at Nova Bus in Plattsburgh, electric buses are coming off the line.
In New York, Environmental Conservation Commissioner Basil Seggos is leading the state's climate action plan, and a big part of it will be cutting vehicle emissions. He says the conversion away from fossil fuels will not only help the environment, but also be a huge boost to the state's economy.
Jobs creation potential. And this is really staggering. If we do this right over the next 20 years, we're looking at a potential net benefit to New York of $80 to $120 billion on the conservative end. That's a net benefit of $120 billion on the conservative end of what climate action can do for New York. So that's not even taking into account jobs. When you take into account jobs, it's literally hundreds of thousands of new jobs over the current numbers that we have right now. So I know what you're thinking. What about the lost jobs? Well, we've looked at that as well. And it's for every single job lost, and those are typically jobs affiliated with fossil fuels, 9 created. So we're at the beginning of an incredible transformation right now. And if we look at transportation being one of the largest sources of problems right now that we have here in New York in terms of emissions, that's one of the largest opportunities for growth. And we're trying to set up government in a way to address the crisis, but also to address this incredible economic opportunity. And to envision reaching that opportunity, it relies on these partnerships that we were able to create, the friendships we're able to build, the alliances that we can create.
And while much of the focus is on developing new-age electric buses, trucks, and cars, 2 other companies at the summit are looking to the skies, building electric aircraft that will carry cargo and passengers in the future. Beta Technologies, based in Burlington, believes its Alea aircraft will become a way to efficiently move cargo, cutting down on the need for trucks and jet planes that produce a lot of emissions.
This is real. It's happening. It's going to happen in the next few years, right? This is not a decade or 2 off. This is 2 to 3 to 5 years off.
While a company based in Montreal is working with a battery manufacturer from the Binghamton area in New York to develop electric air taxis.
You cannot build new highways in and around our cities. You look at New York City, Los Angeles, San Francisco, even Montreal actually has its share of congestion. And so how do you alleviate this congestion? And that's to take advantage of the third dimension, which is the airspace above us. And so these aircraft are designed really to kind of serve that role.
By the way, if you live around Plattsburgh, you've probably seen Beta Technologies testing their electric aircraft in the skies over Lake Champlain. They've been using the Plattsburgh International Airport as a test site for about 4 years now. The company says it's hoping to hire several hundred people to build the planes once they get certified by the FAA.
As we go from R&D to certification and production in our program, that brings with it not only additional engineering jobs, but additional tech jobs and additional just general admin jobs. So we expect several hundred more jobs in the region over the next couple of 3 years. We're seeing a lot of folks come in to support this. So across the lake, we've brought in more than 100 people from out of state, and we've actually brought some folks into Clinton County from out of state as well. I think that'll continue to happen. People want to work on new aircraft programs, especially ones that are in an entirely new technology like electric aviation. So I expect we'll see a lot of folks come in. But it's an opportunity for us to train up the folks that are already here and keep them here. So work with local high schools, work with middle schools, work with the tech colleges and the local universities to train folks to work on electric propulsion. There's no reason that this region can't be a leader in electric propulsion moving forward.